Well, hello enemies and book lovers. My name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. I am here again to talk about a series that I am desperately excited and nervous to continue, and that of course is the Stormlight Archive. You might have potentially saw the first video where I read Way of Kings, and in this video, of course, I'm going to be reading Words of Radiance. I am very nervous, very excited. I feel like this book is going to be definitely a lot more intense than the first book because it all leads up to this. Well, not really, but the first book is literally just leading up into this book, it feels like. There's all the characters are coming together and it's going to be a wild time and I'm so excited about it. This is going to be a very spoiler heavy vlog. So if you want to read this book and you don't want to be spoiled, do not watch this video. I have nothing to really add or say about this. I want to just start this right now. I haven't started it yet. It's April 2nd and I'm going to be picking this up officially today and I am anticipating it and I'm a little bit nervous. I am scared because I'm afraid for characters to not survive this book, but we'll see. Maybe something good will happen. Maybe nothing bad will happen. But we'll find out. Bridge 4 is now working with Dalinar and Jasnah and everyone is coming to the Shattered Plains, and at the end of the book one of the heralds returns and Hoyd's just like, the storm's here. And I'm just like, I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. I need to see what happens. Seth is also going to the Shattered Plains to Dalinar and I just need to see what happens next. So let me start Words of Radiance. I am highly anticipating this book and I think it's going to be amazing. I already gave the first book a pretty high rating. I think I gave it a 4.5 stars or something. This has potential to be a 5-star, so we'll see what happens. All right, let me go and read this and I'll come back to you with thoughts and opinions, of course, like I always have. I have way too many of those. All right, let's go. Alrighty, let's talk. We're here for my first update for Words of Radiance. I am currently on page 141, which is on chapter 9, just starting chapter 9. So the prologue is with Jasnah. Jasnah goes to the Shadespire and meets one of her spren, like the oil slick silhouette of a person. That was pretty cool. We have a character named Weeper, or like the nickname Weeper. I think their name's actually Liss, but they are nicknamed Weeper because they take the victim's eyes of their like enemies. And I'm assuming this is because they have a shard blade, because their eyes are missing and they're like, you know, like how it happens with the shard blade. We have an assassin who is a female who potentially could be a person that has a shard blade, which is really cool because we only know 2 people like that so far. It's either Weeper and Shallan or just Shallan. So that makes me excited. It also feels like Shallan wants to be someone that fights, but it's not really seen as something that like women do in this world. So I'm curious if that will change with Shallan. So I'm very curious about that. Also, oh my god, what happened? Like, Shallan is now betrothed to Adolin? What are you saying? When I heard that, I was laughing because like those two are going to be so chaotic. Adolin is a playboy and imagining him with Shallan, who is this character that has like all these secrets within herself, but she's also like this, I just like her so much. I actually really do like Shallan and I love it. I love it so much. It made me so excited to hear that because it's going to be chaotic and I'm here for that. The things that they've been seeing with like the weird heads of like the symbols and stuff, I think those are the ones that are called cryptics. It's really interesting. We heard more about the Shadespire, all that. We're on the boat with the crew from the ship that brought Shallan to the area that she was in the first book, is in this book and now is bringing Jasnah and Shallan with them. And I really like that part because I like them. They're so sweet. The crew on the ship is so sweet. I like them a lot. So I like seeing them again. Then Shallan draws the thing that she's been seeing in the peripheral vision and she names it Pattern, which is like this little tiny sprite that she kind of just drew, and now it's just like this little symbol that just crawls around the place. It's kind of adorable, like in a weird creepy way. It's adorable. So I'm kind of love Pattern in a small sense. I think Pattern is going to become a very sentient and very powerful thing later on, but right now it's just like this little cute thing that just crawls around the place and doesn't really know what it's doing. It doesn't really know anything about anything. It kind of does remind me of Syl a lot, except obviously this is a lot more of an immature version of the spren, but I definitely think it can grow and become very intelligent as time goes on. So it's really cool to see that now with Shallan, with having her own spren that she kind of has with her. Oh yeah, the Santhid. Her going into the water and seeing the Santhid and drawing it. Oh my god, that was amazing. I love that scene so much. And also gave me anxiety because I don't like the deep ocean. So her going down there, I was like, oh my god, what's going to be underneath the water? Thankfully, it wasn't too creepy, but I was terrified at the same time. She talks to Jasnah, they have a conversation, and then what happens to Jasnah? You guys, I was going to say how much I love Jasnah. Like, I was gonna make an update being like, oh my god, she's like one of my favorite characters, like side characters, she's great. Then I noticed that the latch on her door wasn't closing. and I knew something bad was gonna happen. It's like, oh, my lock isn't working, I gotta tell someone about that. And I'm like, oh no, here we go, something bad's gonna happen to her. And lo and behold, she is not alive anymore in this book. I am devastated. Like, I am so upset. I loved her so much. Why did she have to die? But also, I am shocked because I didn't expect that to happen so early on. Like, maybe it would have happened eventually, but really this early on, I am shocked because now Shallan has to do everything on her own. She has to kind of discover the Shazamar. She doesn't really have any knowledge about anything. Although, I forgot about this. Jasna gave her the Words of Radiance, like the book, the Words of Radiance, before that happened, and she never got to read it. So now I'm curious what is in that book. And obviously this book is called The Words of Radiance. So I am just genuinely curious about what that book is about. And I want her to read it so badly because I need to know. But she went to Shadesmar and she talked to Pattern, and she pretty much made it so that the ship turned into water and every single person plummeted into the water because the ship, she talked to the ship. She talked to a Spren that was just like a little ship, and she's like, hey, you have to save your crew. They're not going to survive. And the ship didn't want to at first, and then it did, and now it became water, and now they're all plummeting into the water to save the crew. That's where I left off. It was a big cliffhanger. It was a lot. Not really much has happened with the other characters, but with Bridge 4, we see them getting their tattoos. So cute. Oh my god. The way that they're all like such a family, found family, is like the most endearing, sweet thing ever. I love them so, so much. I love Bridge 4 with my whole heart. I mean, honestly, I don't have a tattoo, but if I had a tattoo, it would be the insignia or like the glyph of Bridge 4. Like 100%. Like the ones that they wear on their patches. They got the patches from Dalinar's group, but they just ripped it off and they have their own now, and it just makes me so happy. Like, it's so cute. I love it so, so much. It's like, it's so adorable. Not really much is happening with Kaladin right now. He's kind of just doing like self-discovery currently and trying to work with Dalinar and having like conflicted feelings about Dalinar and if he's actually a good person or not. And actually Dalinar himself, he's having his visions, of course. There's a glyph on the wall warning him about 62 days until something happens, and he's aware that it's probably going to be the Everstorm. He also thinks that he might have written it. I don't know if he actually did or if he just thinks he did because he's not sure what's happening anymore. So I am just very curious. That's mostly what happened so far. Mostly it's Shallan because obviously we have a lot happening on her end for the first time in a while, and the other side's kind of more calm and relaxed. But I'm really genuinely curious about what's going to happen with the dynamic with Dalinar and Kaladin. Kaladin is actually kind of protective of Dalinar, understandably, because he's like his ticket out of everything right now. Dalinar is the only one that kind of on his side, so it makes sense as to why he wants to like make sure he's safe and keeping an eye on him. And Bridge 4 and him have to like train hundreds of people and the other soldiers and the other bridges. It's going to be really interesting. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I'm going to be reading this again very soon. It is the first week of April still. I think it's April 7th. So I'm still okay. I should be making a little bit more progress, to be honest, but I will be reading more soon. I wanted to update you first before I read more. But yeah, I will be back soon enough. I will be updating and also doing B-roll and just chatting and whatever. If anything really interesting happens, I'll do like a knowing clip of me talking and like freaking out. But other than that, I should be able to talk to you again soon. So yeah, let me go and do that whenever I have time to, and also whenever there's an appropriate time to, because it feels like every single chapter has something really interesting happening in it, and I am dedicated now at this point. I mean, I kind of was from the first book, but still, this book I am very excited to read because I feel like it's going to be a very good one. Why did Shallan's chapter headings change into Pattern? I'm kind of confused and alarmed right now. I just finished part 1. Why is Emram here? Ew, get out of here. We don't like you. Get out of here. I'm appalled. What's next? Risen is from a interlude from the first book. Okay, anyway, I'm at the first interludes. So yeah, that happened. My goodness. Alright, well, I guess the first interlude chapter is of a Pershendi, the one that they fought. What is happening right now? My goodness, okay. We got part 2, and Sadeas has a chapter. Ew. Guys, I have a theory. It might be a bit far-fetched, but I don't care. I have a theory. I don't know if this is talked about in this book or not, but I have a slight spoiler with this in Warbreaker, so please be careful if you don't want to be spoiled. But I am on part 2, chapter 16. I'm so excited. So Kaladin is there with sparring, like the characters are sparring, like the brothers are sparring with their shard plate and shard blade, and a guy is standing in the corner, and Kaladin approaches him. His name is Zahel, or Zahel, whatever you want to say it. Tell me how this sounds like Vasher. Vasher is my favorite character from Warbreaker. He's wearing ragged brown clothes with rope tied to his waist to keep his like clothes together. And guess what this character is wearing? Brown clothing with a rope tied around his waist. And he has a beard and he has long hair, or like up to his shoulders. I swear. And the funniest part is I actually thought that Hoyd, the wit in the first book, he was carrying like a black sword that he never used. I actually thought that was Nightblood the entire time. So like I don't know why Hoyd would have Nightblood, but like I thought that originally that was Nightblood that Hoyd had. And now I think this is Vasher. And so I'm so excited. Vasher has been through so many names over the course of like 300 years. So he is like older. And Kaladin even mentions he has like an accent that's really weird. And he also mentions that his eyes like really old, even though he looks like he's in his 30s. And I'm just like, tell me it's him. I might be wrong, but I'm like 75% confident it's him. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And I will update you again later. Hello, it's April 17th, and I finished the interlude. I started part 2 of Words of Radiance, and I have a little bit of updates. I'm gonna make this quick because I'm sick. I need to have breakfast. I don't feel great. The interludes, interesting. We have a Proshendi POV, which is, I didn't expect that. We have a character named YM. He didn't survive, but he was a, what is it called? Stormblessed, whatever Kaladin and Shallan are. He was one of them, but he got offed, so rip to him. I don't know who he was, but he seemed like a nice person, unfortunately. He was talking about the one, like how everyone is the one, or at one point was one. Interesting to talk about, because I think actually the Spren talk about that too, so I'm curious. Risen is back. She's like the female character from the last book's interlude, and she went to a very interesting area. It was actually really cool. It was like these big giant things that like walked around. They were living things, but they were walking around and people live on their backs. It was really cool to see that world. It's actually really awesome. I really liked that scene. But she went to the top to talk to the king, which was like this woman, and she's like, why is a king a woman? And they're all like, does it matter? She was at the top and she wanted to prove herself, and so she like went toward the eye of the being and she fell and very much damaged her legs. I don't know if she'll be able to walk again, so I'm actually really curious about that. And her mentor, or whatever his name is, gave her a, what was it called? A winged creature. We already started part 2. I already kind of showed you a little bit of how I felt about some certain parts in part 2. Seth hasn't been mentioned yet, which is actually kind of worrying, because in the first book, Seth was the first character to be introduced other than the Herald. Seth was the first character. He was the prelude character, and he was in every single interlude. And right now, he has not been mentioned, which makes me a bit nervous, but also kind of like excited, because he is going to the Shattered Plains to go after Dalinar. So we know that he's making his way there right now, and it's kind of anxiety-inducing, and I kind of love it. Renarin got a shard blade because Adolin dueled and won it, and he gave it to his brother. So it's really cute that he actually gave his brother a shard blade. So now he has a shard plate and shard blade because he has his father's shard plate, Dalinar's, and now he has a shard blade. And I'm really curious about Renarin. I don't know if he's going to survive. I have a really bad feeling that he's not going to survive. Also, Kaladin has to watch over Renarin, and I have a really bad feeling that what history repeats itself. Although I'm really also hoping that he can keep Renarin alive the way that he couldn't keep Teft alive. So I have some hope that Renarin can survive, but there's a chance. There's a small chance, and I'm a little bit nervous. And then Shallan is going to the Shattered Plains. She is with the guy that actually was in the first book. The first book, the characters that took Kaladin as a slave, they are now bringing Shallan to the Shattered Plains. I really like Shallan. I feel like she's a really interesting character. We have Pattern as well, who's kind of advancing further, which I expected it to happen. And I'm just really curious what's going to happen with not only Shallan, but Pattern. I think Shallan is probably one of the most powerful characters. We just don't really know much about her past. She's kind of repressing it, and I'm really curious as to what that's going to be. I'm just so curious about her and what she's capable of. That is where I left off. I am currently on chapter 17. We see Pattern here and how he is progressing and kind of like growing and starting to create new patterns. And I'm just very curious about Pattern as a whole and Shallan as a whole. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. I'm also really sad that Shallan kind of, all of her drawings are gone, and that's really upsetting to me. All these memories that she had are gone, and it's just really sad to see. But I really hope that she will continue to draw and do new things in the future, because I don't want her to lose hope with her drawings. It's really sad to read that part. But yeah, we're gonna see everyone coming together soon. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I will update you again, obviously, when I can. And I am now officially 20% through, so I'm a fifth of the way through this book. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. I'm gonna have breakfast, and then I'm going to relax because I'm still sick. I'm very tired of being sick, but it's okay. A lot of people are probably, but I will be fine by the time this video goes up. I'm not gonna be sick anymore, unless I get sick a third time, which I don't want to happen. Anyway, we'll see what happens and how I feel about it as we continue. So let's go and do that. So it's May. It's officially May 5th, and I have yet to start this again after like 2 weeks of not reading this book. I'm doing really bad. I'm not reading this as much as I should be, but I'm almost at the halfway mark. I finished part 2's interlude, so I'm getting into part 3 now, which is really exciting. See, part 3, okay. I'll just put the book here on my gaming shelf so I can get to these really quickly. So let's talk about what happened last. First, Shallan had a flashback. She saw her brother Hellerin, and he had a very familiar shard blade. It had like the flames or whatever, but we see a flashback of Hellerin, who was thought to have left and never returned, and her father said that he wasn't alive anymore. I very much doubt that, but we don't know where he is yet, and I'm very curious as to see where he's going to be. It's a noisy day outside today. Oh, everyone got off work today, so I apologize for the sound of the cars going by. Next, we see Shallan using her Stormlight, or whatever it's called. I know it's called, like, there's different types of names for what they can do, but I'm just gonna call it the Stormlight. She uses Stormlight, and instead of using it the way that Kaladin does with like offense and, you know, fighting, she uses it to kind of persuade the slavers. And now we see Gaz with Shallan. We also see her sketching one of the characters, and it's really sweet to see. I actually really enjoy this part with Shallan. Shallan is actually very much surprising me because I didn't like her as much in book 1. I did like her, but her chapters were a little bit boring to me. Now I actually almost prefer Shallan's chapters over Kaladin, which is crazy to say. Maybe not later on in the book, but right now I love Shallan's chapters. There was also an assassination attempt on the king, so it failed. The balcony was cut away and the king leaned against it. Alucard is just such an idiot, but I kind of like him. He's so annoying and so dumb, but like I kind of like that about him. I don't know why, but Alucard is a little bit of a dummy. But someone did try to assassinate him by having him fall off the balcony. It almost worked, but it didn't work. Though this makes a little bit higher stakes because what's happening? Who's trying to get him? You know, who's doing this? Very curious. I don't know yet, but I'm curious. I wrote down that Spren are pretty much shattered power fragments of human perception, pretty much like gods. So it's like the shattered version of the gods or the shards. I don't know if that's actually true, but I wrote it down at least. Honor, cultivation, and odium. We have heard about these before, but odium especially because we know now that odium is out and is very dangerous. I don't know much about that though. I really want to know more of the Spren. I'm very curious about that. The horse scene, the horse riding scene when they're riding the horses for the first time. Oh my god, one of my favorite chapters so far in the book. It's so funny. I laughed out loud so much when Kaladin's horse was licking the rock. Priceless. My favorite so far in the entire book. There's a little bit of suspicion with Moash, I don't know how to say his name, but there is suspicion about him being the one that's trying to go after the king, and Kaladin's like, no, it's not him. And that pretty much makes me realize it probably is him. Just because like it kind of feels obvious now that he even mentioned it's a possibility. But yeah, I do not trust Moash, whatever his name is. Do not trust him at all. I have a theory that shard blades are Spren. I might have already mentioned this, but yeah, it's like a theory that the shard blades themselves are Spren because the Spren do not like fighting and they have been betrayed in the past. And I believe that when they started fighting humans with the blades, it kind of betrayed their trust. And also with the Perishman chapters, we see that there are sometimes Spren within the gems, and we see that you have to actually bond with a shard blade to use it and actually kind of like make it go away and return to you. And there is one, I'm not sure if they all have gems in them, but there's one that had a gem in it. And I just imagine that maybe Spren are responsible for shard blades. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it's possible. I might also be wrong, but hey, it's a theory, it's just a theory. We see Oceanai, the female Prishendi, talking to Adolin, and Adolin being like, you want to talk to my dad? He was first of all flabbergasted that there even was a person talking to him. The person that fought him is not only a woman, but talking to him to begin with. And he's like, yeah, I need to talk to your father, it's important. She takes something on and it changes her, so I'm a little bit afraid now to have her talk to Dalinar, because is she even safe to go around? I don't know, but I am curious. Oh my god, the boots. This is another one of my favorite chapters, is the boots chapter. Oh my god. So we see Shallan finally meeting Kaladin. It was so freaking good. Her being like, I want your boots, and pretending that she was a, oh, I forgot what they're called. The people that rock are. She pretended that she was one of them, and Kaladin does not believe it. How is she gonna pretend now that she's not one of them? So it's gonna be really interesting. I loved it. It's so funny. I love Shallan so much. She is so, I love her so much. The way that she is trying her best to like mimic things and pretend to be someone else, so good. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. The horse one and the boots chapter have so far been my favorites of the entire book. Just hands down, so funny. I love it. We finally see, after so long, I was so worried about it, we finally see Seth come into the chapter where he goes after, well, they think it's the king, but he actually goes after Dalinar, and Kaladin manages to stop him. And the scene with Kaladin and Seth, oh my god, them falling off the balcony together, and Seth being shocked when he finds out that Kaladin can also, you know, use Stormlight. It was such a good scene. Oh my god. I was on the edge of my seat. I was loving it so much. Oh my god. Another fantastic chapter. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Very curious about Seth. He's the most intriguing characters to me because he has so much that is unknown. He was also the first character to be introduced in book 1. So I think he's a very important character. I just don't know much about him. So I need to know more. I need to know more about Seth. It also makes me wonder if maybe Tien, or Kaladin's brother, was able to also see Spren, and maybe that the stones that he was liking, there's a reason behind why he liked them, like either Spren or something akin to that. I think that he definitely had something within him, kind of similar to YM, the interlude character who didn't really live very long. It's like a lot of characters never really got to see if they were storm blessed or were given Stormlight, so I'm really curious as to the characters that never really got to discover it, and if Tien was one of those people. And then we head back to Shallan, and we find out that Tin, which is the woman that's kind of like conning Shallan and trying to like get to the Shattered Plains with her, the one that was kind of been following along with her the entire time, thinking that Shallan was lying when she really wasn't. Her people went on the ship and assassinated Jasna, and that's when we see Shallan using her shard blade for the first time. So good. It was so good in the way that she just tells everyone that comes into the tent. Everyone comes in, they're like, excuse me? And she's like, oh, well, that sucks. Anyway, you guys don't tell anyone. And she's like, well, people are going to tell people. So I guess I might as well wait for that to happen. Shallan and Kaladin are so different, despite the fact that they have similarities. Just because they're both able to use Stormlight, they're so different from one another, and I love it so much. They're the complete opposites of each other. And that's what I love about Kaladin and Shallan's kind of dynamic. She isn't as ashamed about it. She wants to hide it, but now that everyone knows, she's like, oh, well, whatever. And then Kaladin's trying to hide it. It's just masterpiece, so good. It also makes me wonder if Tin and the rest of her people were ghost bloods, because they went on there, I think, looking for the Fabrial or whatever. So I'm wondering if these were ghost bloods that did this. One other thing I'm curious about, again, don't know, but I am interested in knowing. And then we see two things happening. I already kind of mentioned this before. We talked about Sahel, and I'm not going to talk a bit more about that because I don't want to say too much in case you have never read other books from Brandon Sanderson before and you only read this series. But I am so excited about Sahel. Oh my gosh. So excited about it. And then the last update I have on this right now, I have so many things on this, but the last update is the Herald returns. Talon, which is the Herald of War, has returned, and Talon was mentioned, I think, in the very beginning of the first book. He was one of the heralds that kind of like put his sword down, and we see him returning, and it's very interesting. He is speaking with everyone and they just think he's kind of crazy. In reality, he's trying to warn them, and it's just the heralds. We know, at least Downlar believes, that the heralds have to come together to stop what's about to happen. And so I need to know what happens next. I need to know if Kaladin was one of the heralds, or at least something like that in the future. I need to know what's going to happen next. I also believe that Shallan could be one as well. There's so many characters within this world, and some of them are mentioned very briefly, and it just makes you wonder because, like, I need to know more. I know Brandon Sanderson is just sprinkling things in, and I need to know more. But yes, I'm going to be starting part 3 now. Kaladin and Adolin are pretty much exactly how I imagined they would be. They're kind of like this, I wouldn't even really say brother, but like this brother dynamic of them kind of hating each other, and I kind of love it. Adolin cares about Kaladin in some regard, at least, because we see some concern from his end, and it makes me really happy. Like the horse riding scene where Kaladin tries to go onto that very rowdy horse and using his Stormlight to stick himself onto the horse saddle, and Adolin seeing this, and he gets bucked off, and he's like, are you good? Like, are you okay? Are you stupid? But are you okay? And that scene was so sweet because you see a little bit of Adolin being a little bit like sweet toward Kaladin, and I just love that dynamic. I like that they seem to be eventually going to be friends, and I cannot wait for them to be friends. I don't even care if it's like this like rival friendship, them bickering while they're friends. I just want it to happen. I want it to happen so badly. I think that Adolin and Kaladin will be great friends one day, or at least to some extent, because like they see almost Dalinar as a father figure at this point. I mean, Adolin is his father, and Kaladin doesn't have one right now, at the moment at least. So it's so sweet. It's so endearing. I love it so much. Anyway, I'm gonna start part 3 now. I will update you as I go. I might try to do this less often, like sitting down and just kind of sit and talk while I'm reading it, so you kind of get more of like a fresh, raw reaction. But I'm not halfway yet, and I have the whole month of May. I only have a few weeks of the month left. So I really need to pick this up and start again because I am slacking. So let's do that. Let's pick this up. Well, I will pick this up. I will continue it, and I am excited to do so because it's so good so far. So let me go pick it up. Well, I already picked it up. You know what I mean? Okay, what I'm trying to say is let me go read this, and then I'll come back to you when I can. And oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm so excited. This is so good so far. So let me go and start part 3. All right, I'm on chapter 36. I did not expect Shallan and Kaladin to just go at it, just insult each other. And honestly, I kind of loved it. This book has so many funny chapters. I can't handle it. Like Shallan and Kaladin making fun of each other. I'm kind of living for it. I'm kind of loving it. I think Adeline is already in love with Shallan. Quick update for chapter 41. Renarin wants to join Bridge 4 and kind of like work with them and learn how to fight. And honestly, it's kind of cute. But also, I'm afraid that under Kaladin's tutelage, something bad's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm really hoping that this is kind of like a redemption arc for Kaladin protecting a younger brother again and somehow making it so that he can actually fight back, because Tien never learned how to fight and that was his demise. So I'm hoping that maybe with Renarin it'll be the opposite way around and he'll help him learn how to fight and that kind of saves his life instead. I don't know. I feel like Renarin is just mirroring a lot of Tien somehow. I don't know why. It just kind of gives me that vibe. Also, the fact that Kaladin got to use some of his medical knowledge to talk to him was so endearing. I don't know why. I just love the fact that he has so much information about medical things. It just goes back to his father's teachings. I'm gonna continue chapter 42 later on today, Shallan's chapters, and it's just getting so good right now, so I'm so excited to keep going. Well, hello everyone! I am over halfway now. I think I'm at like 50-something%. Regardless, let's talk about what I've read last. Shallan met with the Ghostbloods. She keeps getting away with this. How is she living? How is she alive at this point? She is crazy, but like in the best way possible, and I love her so much. Shallan is amazing. But yeah, she met with the Ghostbloods, and I was terrified for her life, but of course she survived because she's Shallan. We see a flashback for Shallan's chapter, and we see a character in all black putting powder in a drink and then drinking it. And this is like a 3.5-year flashback from Shallan's chapters. And I don't know who the heck this person is. I think it will eventually be mentioned, but he's very interesting. He talks to her later on and asks her what she thinks beauty is, and he realizes that she's someone that can use Stormlight. So that's interesting. I predicted that he was an Elementor maybe, only because he put something in a drink and drank it, and that's a very like Elementor thing to do, to put something in a liquid and then consume the liquid. But again, that's just a theory. Kaladin gave Shen a spear. I don't know. I think this was a very sweet scene, but honestly it might come back at him because we know that they are Voidbringers now and that they might start to attack. So Shen getting a spear is so sweet and so wholesome, and it's so sweet that Kaladin actually cares about him as a human, or like as a being other than just a slave. And so I really like that about that scene, but also I'm a little bit nervous. I do like the Parshman. I do like the Parshendi. Do I think something bad's gonna happen though? Yes, definitely. No doubt about it. We already kind of know that's gonna happen potentially, so nervous. So Bridge 4 goes to a tavern, and Rock randomly just mentions that he met Hoyd. He doesn't say his name, but he says a guy with white hair, and he said that he's a god. And I'm just like, excuse me? What did Rock just say? First of all, Rock met Hoyd. Weird. Hoyd just spawned into the world and was like, hey, what date is it? Because I don't know what the date is in this place. He says what the year is and says that he made fun of his beard, which is hilarious. Hoyd made fun of Rock's beard. It's very Hoyd, very Hoyd. But he does mention that he is a god of trickery and thievery, and so it's very interesting. I've always kind of thought, I wondered if Hoyd was some type of shard or god. I'm curious. I'm very curious. I love Hoyd. He's probably one of the characters I'm most interested in because he is across the Cosmere, so I need to know more about him. I need to. Within that tavern scene, previous to this, Moash, or whatever his name is, we've discovered that he was the one that was trying to assassinate the king, and he says, hey Kaladin, before you judge me, let's go meet with the people that I'm working with. And so they go to the tavern and they talk with Graves and his group of people who are trying to off King Alucard because he is not competent to be a ruler. And honestly, this whole scene kind of gave me the vibes of real life, so that was interesting. But just the whole fact that like he's incompetent, we need to get rid of him because he's going to destroy the Shattered Plains and the area around them if he doesn't actually do his job, because he's not doing his job. And I actually am not really that against them because, like, realistically speaking, King Alucard is not a good ruler at all. So I'm not really against them, but also like this seems like it's a really big problem for Kaladin because he has to protect the king, but now someone in his Bridge 4 unit is trying to off the king. It's such a big conundrum, and I'm actually kind of like nervous about this as well. I keep saying that, but like I am actually nervous about this. And the last update I want to talk about is just like a name that I've seen in the chapter headings. You know, like there's like the little areas with the Words of Radiance text. So there's like Words of Radiance text before every chapter, or almost every single chapter. And there's one name that's been mentioned, and I find it really interesting, and that is Lightweaver. If you read Warbreaker, you might know why. Lightweaver is a mixture between Lightsong's name and Blushweaver's name. And I find that to be really cool. I don't know, this has to be intentional. It could be just a coincidence, intentional, but still a coincidence. Or it has something to do with Warbreaker. Like, why is this a thing? Like, why is there a name between two people from another book series or another book? I need to know more about that too. Like I said, probably not going to really be mentioned or tied in with Warbreaker, but I just find that to be really interesting. I'm having such a good time. I'm almost at the end of part 3. I'm not really, but like I'm halfway or almost halfway through part 3, and I know things are happening soon. At the end of this part, it's going to be very intense, and I cannot wait to continue and see what happens next, because this is a masterpiece. This book is incredible. It's probably gonna be my favorite book of the year if I keep going. I know it's too early to tell, but like, so far, it's given the vibe. But anyway, I'm gonna go have some tea, get some reading done, do all that fun stuff, and then come back to you with another update. Hopefully, like I said, more me updating in real time so that I'm not doing this all the time. Love all the characters. I'm loving the nuance and the difficulties and the kind of like in-depth of all the different characters and who they are. And I just love it so much. Even like the unlikable characters are still interesting enough that I want to kind of see more about them, and I love that. Anyway, let's go and read more and update you again when I can. You know what? I actually kind of think Adeline and Shalon are kind of, wait, why did I say her name like that? I think Shalon and Adeline are actually kind of cute together. So they just had like a little sit down, they talked a bit, kind of had some jokes and stuff, but they're kind of cute together. They're like the only romance I kind of maybe feel things towards. I mean, Navani and Dalinar are fine, but Shalon and Adeline have potential. I'm not the biggest fan of his romances. I do not like Brandon Sanderson's romances as a huge romance fan myself, but hey, it has potential. But yeah, I left off on chapter 49. I'm getting close to the end of chapter 3, but yeah, Adeline and Shalon had a moment, and then the high storm was coming and they had to like run back inside. That was pretty cool. I actually liked that part, but she almost stayed outside a little too long. I want to see what was going to happen, because like Kaladin in the storm and Ashalon in the storm, I need to see what's going to happen. What is up with that? Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to keep reading because I need to do that. I just jumped on my bed. I think I just pulled a muscle. God, I forgot I'm not like 20 anymore. Oh my God, guys. So many things have happened. Chapter 52, was it 52 or 53? That chapter was like the best chapter I've ever read in such a long time. I think it was chapter 52. Oh my God. Kaladin learning how to lash. And then Shalon like pretending to be a bunch of people and going into Emram's place. It was so intense. It was so good. And then we find out that Amaram has Helarin's sword. Shalon's brother's sword. Which means that Kaladin is the one that, oh my God, like it's so intense. And then we find out Shen's real name. I forgot what it is. I think it's like Relaine or something. Relaine, something like that. Oh my God, I almost cried. Anyway, that was like the best chapter I've read in a while, and I feel like it's gonna get even better. In my room, because my boyfriend's awake and he's currently behind in the book and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm in here with really bad lighting, and I jumped on the bed and I hurt my leg. Again, that was dumb of me, but also I could jump on a bed without hurting myself. I thought, at least. I forgot again. Such an intense chapter. Oh my God. Probably the best one I've read in such a long time. I have to do like D&D stuff and then I'll come back to reading. So yeah, soon enough, I'll come back. Oh my God, so good. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hoyt is back. That little bugger. I love him so much. Anyway, I'm just saying that the wit is back and he's talking to Kaladin. I'm so excited. Okay, first of all, cute. Shalon hugging Wit. But what does this mean? Okay, he asks, stick to women your own age, and then the Wit says, well, that may be a bit harder. I think there's only one of those around these parts. Who in the Stormlight Archive is as old as the Wit? Because Hoyt is hundreds of years old. So that means there's a female character in the Stormlight Archive right now who is hundreds of years old. Who is it? I was like thinking Navani, but like also probably not. But who is it? Ooh. Is it the Pershendi? I don't know what it is. It's probably a god, right? It has to be a god. I'm so curious. I need to know. What do you mean Amaram is the head of the Knights Radiant? Dalinar? You have some explaining to do. Because why? Why? After everything that Kaladin said he's done. Why? Renarin. Oh my God. Renarin has joined the fight. Renarin, you stupid bastard. So Adeline's getting his butt beat. Which makes sense. 4 people are attacking him. 4 shard bearers are attacking Adeline right now, and he's on the ground being hit and hit and hit. And Renarin's walking in. You know who else I think is going to join him? Kaladin. I think Kaladin's going to join Renarin. I just have a feeling because Kaladin has fought shard bearers and won. So I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm so nervous at the same time. Kaladin. Kaladin joined the fight. I knew it. I freaking knew it. That's our boy. That's our boy. The way I'm so annoying and obnoxious. Sorry. I finished part 3. What's going on? I need to continue it, but also I have D&D later, so I don't really have time to continue it. I'll continue this week. It is June 14th, and I have this much left, and I'm scared, but I'm so excited. That was so good. That was so good. But also, Kaladin, you're a dummy. He's in prison now. We'll see what happens next. I cannot wait to find out. Hello. We just got introduced to Lift. I'm in the interlude, part 3 finished, part 4 interlude, and Lift is like kind of annoying. She reminds me of a Mistborn character, but in the Stormlight Archive universe. Like the fact that she's like, I'm using my awesomeness. It's very cringy, but also she's 13 years old, so what can I really say about it? Nothing really, I guess. Don't like her that much, but that's fine. That's fine. I talked to my D&D friend about it. Supposedly one of them really doesn't like her, and the other one's like, okay, he kind of finds it to be kind of nice to have a character that's very different than the other ones. I, on the other hand, find her to be interesting. I don't really like her that much, but I have a chance to like her. I just have to give her a shot. Let me know if you like Lift, because it feels like so far from the 2 people I know that have read this book, there's been kind of mixed feelings about her. So anyway, yeah, let me just finish the interludes, and I'll probably be freaking out on the couch in a minute. Oh, this is not going to go well. But also, Elhokar kind of deserves it, but also, oh gosh. Hi. I'm a little bit behind, but we're not going to talk about it. We're going to just quickly talk about what I read last. And I've started already part 4, and I'm a good way of the way through. I'm a good ways of the way through. I'm on page 948 on chapter 67, and whew, okay, so Shallan's a ghost blood. What? So she joined the ghost bloods officially? And I have such strong feelings about this because I know things and I'm just like, what does this mean? I cannot wait to find out. She spoke to the Herald, I forgot his name, but she spoke to him. And then Amaram also spoke to him, and I'm a little nervous about that. Eshonai, whatever her name is, the Prashendi, she is definitely changed a lot, and I feel so bad because obviously her actual self doesn't like this. You can tell because she's trying to fight back, but because of this change that happened, she is very corrupt, and I hate it. It's so sad to me. Kaladin gets out of jail. Adolin and him bond because he also went in jail, saying, I will not leave until Kaladin is out. Ah, so cute. I knew Kaladin and Adolin would become like brotherly eventually, and it's so nice to see after the fight with the shard bearers that they finally are going to be like close, and I just love it so much. It's like this rivalry friendship, and it's like the most adorable thing ever. I'm still afraid for Renarin's life. I think that if Renarin were to die, it would just bring them closer together, but I also think that Renarin could potentially be a really powerful character eventually. He seems to be very much like, he doesn't seem to be very strong, so it makes me wonder if maybe one day he'll become stronger or do something very heroic, very brave. Even if he does not survive, I feel like he might do something really cool. I don't know. I have some hope for Renarin. I just want him to survive. And then Adolin gave Kaladin a shard blade and shard plate, but he said, no, I don't want it. I don't want to touch this. This is something that I just cannot have, and I will give it to Moash. And I'm just like, oh, you're giving it to the one that wants to off Elhokar? And then he also agreed to Elhokar that he will join the group and try to stop and assassinate the king. Oh my god, aghast. I feel like this is going to be a mistake. Giving Moash the shard plate was a choice. I feel like it would have been interesting for Sigil to get it because Sigil is an apprentice to Hoid. That would have been kind of cool. But regardless, so interesting. There's also some Hoid conversations. I was laughing. It was so funny. Hoid going in the carriage or like on the carriage and talking to Kaladin and him just like running off. It's just so funny. I love it so much. I love them so much. We also kind of cut back to Dalinar forgetting things from his past. So he doesn't even know the name of his ex-wife or the one that supposedly passed away. Every time someone says the name, it like kind of gets like blurred out in his own head, and he has like memories that have just gone. I'm so curious about that. Like there has to be something really deep about that. Yeah, I am very interested to find out. I am on 950. I have 3 days left of the month and I still have like 400 pages, so I'm a little bit behind, but we are encroaching on part 4 ending. Don't look. The end of part 4. I am almost at the end of part 4. I am currently right here, and this is how much until part 4. So part 4 is up to that point. I can definitely get that done today, hopefully. But I am so nervous and so excited at the same time. I definitely feel like things are about to happen. The Sunderland is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be as big as some of his other works when it comes to the Sunderland, but I think this is going to be a very good ending, and I've heard that this is like the best book, so I need to know what's gonna happen. Okay, the AC came on. Okay, I'm gonna go now and come back later when the AC is not on. Hey, I'm sorry if you hear the dog barking, just ignore the dog. But Dalinar is so cool. The words you hold may mock, but if you must laugh, do it while looking me in the eyes. I love Dalinar so much. He is so cool. So his kind of like visions have gotten out and people have been mocking them, and so he spoke out about it. I love him so much. He's such a dad. Also, I'm listening to like a Stormlight Archive playlist while I read. It's been very fun. It's storming so hard right now. You could probably hear it from here. It's like every time I pick up this book and I'm at the end of the book, this happens. When I finished the first book, it was storming like this. Now I'm near the end of the book and it's storming again. It's so weird. Anyway, I'm not finishing this today, but I also wanted to mention one more thing. Hoyd insulting Amaram. That was like the best thing I've read all day today. That was so funny. Like Hoyd insulting anyone is funny, but Amaram, so good. But also Moash right now is talking about slaying the king, and I'm so scared. Like he's telling Kaladin it's almost time and just bring him outside. We'll hit him with an arrow. I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think Kaladin's gonna do it. And Syl doesn't really like this because he made 2 promises and she's upset now and kind of like withholding his powers. Oh my god, everything's coming to a head. I'm so scared. I don't even know if you can hear me. It's storming very badly right now. So anyway, perfect timing to read Stormlight Archive during a storm. Let me continue. Oh my god. Guys, their friendship is everything. It's so cute. Do you know what chapter I have to stop at right now? So I have to do adulting things now. And I stopped at chapter 69, which is ironic for a few reasons, but also because this is when things are going down. I am so upset. I just did the bridge run chapter and now I'm on 69 nothing. And oh my gosh. So Shallan and Kaladin just fell into the chasms and survived. Coincidentally, of course, with the 2 people who can use Stormlight. Regardless, they are now in the chasm having to escape at nighttime. Oh my god. I had to stop in the middle of it. Are you kidding me right now? I cannot do this right now. I need to finish this soon. So tonight I might hopefully get to the end of part 4 and finish part 4 because this is getting wild. It's getting so wild. The tabs are also going crazy. I've been tabbing a lot at the end of the book. It's been so good. But yeah, stopping at chapter 69 in the middle of it. I feel like they're gonna see a chasm fiend 100% and I am anticipating it and scared. I feel like Chasm Fiends would make sense to come out at nighttime. I don't know. Oh my god. I'll come back to you later. I closed my book and I forgot to put my bookmark in. I'm so dumb. I just finished chapter 69, which is great. Why am I getting a vibe? I'm really hoping I'm wrong, but Shallan and Kaladin walk through the chasms together. Why am I getting a vibe between them? Do not tell me, Brandon Sanderson. Do not tell me that you were putting them together. I swear to God. Not only is Kaladin the one that offed her brother, but I don't know. I love like the bickering couple though. I love the couple who gets on each other's nerves and bothers each other. Love that energy. But Adolin and Kaladin just kind of like became friends and we don't need to cause drama. So it could just be me, but the way she's looking at him and she's like, he's so powerful. Girl, you better not be falling for him. I understand why, but are you gonna go after the refined prince or whatever Adolin is, or the rugged bridge boy? Honestly, for me, probably the latter. Just saying. But things are going insane. 71, sorry, I just finished chapter 70. Sorry, I'm on 71 Vigil. And oh my gosh, I'm so close to the end of part 4. Let's just see what happens. Let me just keep going. And yeah, nothing better happened with those 2. No. Keeping my eye on you. I'm not saying I ship it, but what's this? I'm not even that mad about it, but also I'm a little bit mad about it. How about the bromance? How about Kaladin and Adolin? But also, I'm not shipping it, but I'm also not shipping it. Pardon? Excuse me? Take this. Wait. Good morning. It is the next day. Guess what? My boyfriend woke up from his nap right when that chapter happened. Yes, I almost ended his life because of it. I'm just kidding. I didn't actually do that. Please, YouTube. I didn't actually do anything. I swear. I need him in my life because I cannot. I would live on the street if I weren't for my boyfriend. Regardless, he is fine, but I am not because I stopped at the exact part that I stopped at in the last clip. Yes, it was painful. I did not finish part 4, but I will be finishing part 4 very soon. I'm planning on using the rest of my morning. I only have like 2 hours, but I have the rest of my morning to read as much as possible. I have D&D tonight. Yes, I play D&D like almost every other day. Almost, not quite, but close. And so I need to actually get stuff done before then. So yeah, I need to see what happens with the sharp blade and if Kaladin is going to use it and if he's going to use it well. I'm so excited. Anyway, let's do that. Don't panic, don't panic. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I finished chapter 73, which is a flashback of Shallan, and oh my gosh. Though that was one way to do that to her father. My goodness. Now I'm on 74, Striding the Storm. I am on the last or second last chapter of part 4. So Shallan made a little area in the chasm to hide in for the storm. I want them both to find out that they can use Stormlight. Like, I really want them to find out. It's getting so good. It's getting so good. It's finally getting to this point where I'm just cannot put it down and I'm loving it. What? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that. No. I don't believe Syl's gone. I'm not gonna accept this. I'm not accepting this. And it actually hurts my heart. Like, my chest actually hurts. Because I'm like, I want Syl to be back. Also, look how cool this is. Look at the size comparison. Absolutely not. I would perish. I would not survive this. No, no doubt about it. I wouldn't even have survived anything, let alone this thing. He came out of the chasms. Who? Stormblast. I've officially finished part 4. I am, oh my gosh. Shallan's going into the Shattered Plains to map it out, and the Parshmen are not going with them. And, oh my god, I need to know what's going to happen. I'm going into part 5 soon. First the interludes, then part 5. You guys, this is good. This is good. This is very good. Kaladin meeting Dalinar again. Adolin hugging Shallan. So cute, but also what's happening with that? Because Kaladin kind of has a thing for her, maybe. I don't know. And then him not having the powers anymore because I think he needs to say the rest of the oath. That's what he needs to do. He needs to find the last few words and she will come back. That is my hope. Well, hello. Are you sick of me yet? I really hope not, because we are almost at the end of this book. I have probably 2 more days to read this book, today and tomorrow. I'm going to probably get this up on Sunday if I'm lucky. If I'm really not lucky, Monday. But regardless, let's talk about what I've read. Yesterday, I read the interludes. That's all I was able to read, though, because I did have D&D last night, so I didn't get to read as much as I would have liked. But I did read the interlude. Now let's talk about the interlude, shall we? I'm going to say this really quick because there's not really much to talk about. Oshunai, especially the Prashendi female character, didn't really have a lot. She only had 1 page. She's kind of just struggling mentally. A lot of things are happening on her end. I don't even know what's going on with her. I'm a little bit afraid for her because she's going to be the reason why all this is going to happen, probably. Yikes, that's not great. And then we had 2 other characters. We had Lan, which had a character with him. It starts with a P, and she wrote messages in the royal's chamber or something, and was executed for it because she wrote things about the king and the queen, or mostly the queen, and how she wasn't doing anything and she wasn't taking care of the kingdom and she wasn't feeding the people, and it was actually a lot. It was a lot, and I actually didn't hate it because honestly, we need to hold people accountable, but she was executed for it. The last words for her interlude were, Pi was executed the very next morning. The riot started that evening. It's getting intense. And then we also have the last person, Taravangian. And Taravangian is the king, I believe. Yes, he's now king of 2 places because the last king was killed by his bastard son, which happens in that chapter as well. And I believe he also has a boon from the Night Watcher, the same way that Dalinar does. And so for his kind of thing, he has random intelligence every single day. That's like his thing. It's very interesting and funny at the same time. It's just very intriguing, that concept of just waking up randomly and having to do a test to see how smart you are that day. Very interesting character. But now he is now the ruler of 2 different places. And I am nervous about that. That's a lot of power for one person to have. So we'll see. I mean, I don't really know what to say about him. I'm sure I'm missing a few things I read yesterday about that. But, oh,
That's what I was forgetting. Seth showed up. I thought Seth was going to go after Taravangian, but he didn't. He instead told him not to go near Kaladin. He didn't say his name, but he now is aware who Kaladin is. He's like, find someone that is in Bridge 4, in the Shattered Plains, who is standing out, who has survived when they shouldn't have, and find them for me. And I'm just so nervous. And he's saying to Seth, do not go near him. Do not go near him. Because he knows that if he does, he might figure things out and it will be bad. So I'm so nervous. And I feel like Seth can definitely just snap anytime he wants. When he realizes that everything he's doing is for nothing, I feel like it can go badly. So I am nervous, but I'm also excited about this. And I'm also going to be starting part 5. So I'm finally going into the last part. I am nervous, but again, very excited. We have Kaladin, Shallan, Dalinar, Adolin, and Wit. I'm so excited. I love Hoyd. So let's read part 5, Winds of Light. I would like to get around 100 pages today. I will see, but you're going to see me sitting here for the next bit because I'm going to be reading a bunch of this book, hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow as well. So yeah, let's get into part 5. I'm so sorry my fan is on. There's a heat warning right now in Canada. Probably some people in the US also feeling it right now. But sorry about the fan. I hope it's not too bad. But Dalinar? What? Dalinar has a shard blade again? But it's not Oathbringer. But still, what? Also, he's holding it to Amram's neck. He knows Amram's an a-hole. I like you, Dalinar. You're my favorite. I call him Daddy Dalinar for a reason. So happy. I'm so happy. Take off that cloak. You are no radiant. That's right, Amram. Remove that cloak. You suck. I like how Dalinar doesn't like having a shard blade. Even it feels wrong somehow to hold one. Strange that. Why should it feel wrong? Perhaps I just miss my old blade. Something's up. Something's up. The shard blades are something's wrong with them. The Spren don't like them. Dalinar doesn't like them. I'm so curious. Anyway, let me keep going because I only just started. So I should probably keep going. Alright, I checked the footage. The background noise is way too annoying, so I turned off the fan. I will be slightly uncomfortable for the next hour, but that's okay because the vlog is more important. I do not want to have annoying background noise the entire time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shallan is showing Dalinar that she can use Stormlight. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, I will say one thing about Shallan. I like her so much because she is honest and she just says what's on her mind, and I just like her personality a lot. She's a lot more outspoken and just says it like it is, and I really like that about her. I think Shallan is becoming a favorite character of mine. I didn't love her in book 1, but in this book she's a lot stronger, and her talking to Dalinar and telling him is so freaking sweet. It makes me so happy. Bright Lord Dalinar, what if your task wasn't to refound the Night's Radiant? What if it's instead your task to gather them? And then she shows him that she can use Stormlight. So freaking good. And now he's like tearing up because it's finally he realizes that whatever he was doing that was not for no reason, that like he had some merit to what he was seeing and thinking, and like he's getting emotional over it. And you know what? It's making me I'm not gonna cry, but it's just making me like a tad emotional. Oh my god. So cute. I love it so much. Look who it is. Look who it is. Shen. Shen. Bridge 4. He's part of Bridge 4. I don't care. But also, Shen, you better not do anything. Because I like him so much. I love Shen so much. He has an actual name though. Rlain. R-L-A-I-N. Sounds like rain, which is also kind of funny. Rlain. I'm assuming he's coming back. Supposedly he's surrendering. But it makes me a bit nervous because they purposely didn't bring Parshman into the Shattered Plains with them because they knew something bad was going to happen. And now that the eyes are red, like they are realizing that the Voidbringers are returning. So Shen coming back with them is nerve-wracking. But also I really like Shen. So, or Rlain, whatever his name is. So like, I don't know. I just hope that he's okay and like he doesn't do anything to them because I really do like him. 3 days. Oh my gosh. Wow, some introspection from King Alucard. And Kaladin did not end his life. Very surprising. Although, I don't think he would anyway. I just don't feel like that's Kaladin. Moash, on the other hand, I think will do it. Even if Kaladin tells him not to. And that will cause a lot of problems. The part where he's like, Amram's the Light Eyes, And Kaladin looks at Moash's eyes and sees that his eyes have changed color, and he says, "So are you." Oh my god, so good. I am close to getting to my 100 pages a day mark. I still have 30 pages left, so I still have another 40 minutes of reading before I put this down, but very good. I'll be finishing this probably tomorrow on Saturday, and again, I cannot wait. The next chapter is 81, the last day. Let's see how this goes. I'm scared. Not me actually tearing up. Sure blood. Sure blood. Adeline's horse. Poor Adeline. Oh, my baby. What does he mean? I'm sorry you have to die this way. He recognized this voice. Yes, it was the voice of the Almighty. Huh? Does that mean this entire time he thought the Almighty was talking to him? It was actually someone else? I have one more chapter and then I'm going to stop for the night. It is almost 12 in the morning. So I don't want to put it down. This is what the thing with the Stormlight Archive. You get to the end of the book and you just cannot put it down. I mean, you know what's going to happen. If this chapter, 82, For Glory Lit, if this is a cliffhanger, I am going to find a chasm. And never mind. I'm going to read the next chapter and then I'm going to go to bed. So let's go and do that. Kaladin is trying to go to King Alucard to save him. I am very confident that it will be too late by the time he gets to him, but I do think he will get his Stormlight powers back. That's my guess. I hope I'm wrong. Well, in the first part, not the latter. I would like for him to get Syl back, because I love Syl, but King Alucard being alive still, slim to none, but we'll see. Dude, what if the person that's speaking to Dalinar isn't the Almighty, but it's actually a Spren? Like his Spren. That would make sense though, would it? Maybe. Anyway, let's see. I'm almost done this page. I'll show you what it is first. Let me finish the chapter and then get to the next day. But let me finish the chapter first on camera, because why not? I hate myself. I fear that I stopped at the worst time possible. I stopped at the worst possible time. What a cliffhanger is this? What kind of cliffhanger is this? So Moash in his shard plate, I told you it was going to be a freaking mistake. Why did he give it to Moash? Why did he think that was a good idea? Kaladin, that was dumb. That was really stupid of you. So I think what's going to happen is that Kaladin is going to get Syl back and he's going to be able to fight again. That's definitely going to happen. There's literally no possibility that he will be able to fight like this. 100%, no possibility. Unless someone else were to come and save him. But no one saves Kaladin. Kaladin saves himself. So there's a decent chance he'll get his Stormlight back. Shallan is drawing, I think. Cool. I am on Time's Illusion, chapter 83, and that is where I'm stopping. I will be finishing this tomorrow. I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to find the city, like the city that they're trying to find, like the Oath Gate. They're going to find it. The next book is probably going to take place in these ancient ruins, or like this place. Like when the Prashendi finish singing, is it going to awaken something? I don't know. Like the city? I don't know. These are way over the top, but I cannot believe I have to stop now. I am almost exactly 100 pages from the ending of this book. I have this much left, 3 months of reading, and I'm almost done. I will come back to you tomorrow when I finish the book. I don't even know what to say because I've been reading for almost 2 hours and it's 12 a.m. It's 12:15 in the morning. I need to go to bed, but I also don't know if I can sleep because I just can't. I'll come back with you tomorrow and update you then. Okay, it's not raining yet. It's not, oh. Okay, well, I'm wrong. It is raining, it is raining. But the thunder just started. A storm's brewing, and it's the final day of Words of Radiance. I'm so excited. Today is the 21st of June, and it is officially the day where I finish this book. I've been reading this for 3 months. I don't even know when I started it, but it's been a while and I am almost at the end, finally. I have 100 pages left. So excited, but so nervous at the same time. And I just cannot wait to do so or finish it. Hopefully it'll still be daylight by the time I finish. Maybe not though, because it is 6:30. And by the time I'm done, it'll be around 8.
So maybe a bit later than 8 p.m. It will not be still sunlight. So I do apologize for the lighting. It will be worse as I go on, but I'm finally ready to continue. Do I have any life updates? No, I did nothing today. I don't feel that great today. I feel like a low energy day. It's been like that for a little bit. So I'm just gonna read, enjoy my reading process, and just, you know, enjoy some fiction because I kind of need that right now. But I'm in my living room where I can just turn my AC on whenever I want. So I'm gonna have my AC on when I'm not talking, and then when I'm talking, I have it off so that way you can hear me. That way we can get the full experience. Let's finish Words of Radiance and see how I feel about it. I'm wondering if it's gonna be a 5 stars. I see it potentially happening, so we'll find out. But yeah, let's get into the final part of Words of Radiance. Let's go. I've been noticing something with this. So Rock called Shallan cousin, and she's like, "Oh, it's because I have red hair." Listen, you know how many times people have like hinted, insinuated, teased that Shallan is like a horn eater? Is that what they're called? What Rock is? They are similar, or she has similarities, and whatever. You know what? Something's gonna happen. Something is going to happen. I already know it. I just don't know what it is. Like, is she related to horn eaters? Is she like one herself? I doubt it, but like, still, like, what is up with that? Because obviously there's something's up with that. Obviously it's been hinted like 3 or 4 different times in this entire series, mostly in this book. Just something I've noticed. Now it's Adolin, so let me see what happens with him. He better survive. That's all I'm gonna say, because I really do kind of like him. Also, something's up with Renarin. Something is up with Renarin. What does he mean? The wind is blowing the wrong direction. It's actually real, the Everstorm. He knows things, or he sees things. And I knew Renarin was going to be interesting. He's going to be a unique character who cannot fight, but he is capable of other things. I see you, Renarin. I wish you can see. Can you see? Goosebumps? You can kind of see them. I got goosebumps. So Dalinar is talking to the Almighty. We know it's not the Almighty, but, you know, just to make it understand who I'm talking about. He's talking to this being, and he asks the Stormfather, "Are you a herald? No. Then are you a spren or a god? Both." I feel like this could be actually Stormfather, the one that was speaking to Kaladin. Also because it says, "I am called, I must go. A daughter disobeys. You will see no further visions, child of honor." This is the end. A daughter disobeys. I feel like that's Syl. I feel like Syl is about to help Kaladin, and doing so will make her disobey the Stormfather. All I'm saying is, I hope this means it's about to happen. We're about to have a Kaladin part. I hope this means that Syl's coming back. Let me see. I'll keep recording while I read because something interesting might happen. Oh my gosh. What are you gonna do, Cal? Would you really attack a member of Bridge 4? And Kaladin says, "You left Bridge 4 the moment you turned against our duty." And you're different? No, I'm not, but I'm trying to change that. Oh my god, the fact that he has to like go against one of his bridge members is actually really painful to me. I hate this. If I kill a man, I'm going to do it in the sunlight, and I'm going to do it only because there is no other way. So good. Kaladin says, "You won't have him. I won't back down." And Muash says, "I guess I wouldn't want you to." He slammed his faceplate down, the sides misting as it sealed. The tension. 84. Okay, well, there's a bunch of numbers, and I'm not good with numbers, so I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm sure they have real meaning, though. When I reread these books, that'll mean something to me. Right now, it means nothing, so let me just keep reading. What the fudge? Why is Seth here? Oh my god. So Adolin pushed Oceanai into the chasm. Great. I think she's still alive, obviously. She did not. She's still alive, for sure. I didn't think Adolin was going to survive. I thought he was going to perish. He still has a chance, though. He has a chance. But Seth's here. And it's a Kaladin chapter. Well, not really a chapter. It's a Kaladin part. I'm scared, you guys. Help me. Hold my hand. Thanks. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're fine. Oh my god, he's gonna say the oath. Kaladin. Oh my god. He's saying the oath. Sal. The words, Kaladin. You have to speak the words. "I will protect even those I hate, so long as it is right." The
words are accepted. Kaladin, stretch forth thy hand. God. Is she about to turn into a shard blade? Excuse me? I knew it. I knew shard blades were spren. Maybe they at one point were the spren of people who have died. The Knights Radiant have returned. I'm in the middle of chapter 85. I want to say something really random. This is like completely a random side tangent. Dalinar is fighting Seth, and the reason why I'm not that like on the edge of my seat is because I'm fully aware that Dalinar is still alive by like book 3 or 4, and so there's no real actual like intense feeling. I feel like saying characters' names for the rest of the series is almost a spoiler. Like me being like, oh, Shallan has a POV in the 5th book, or like Adolin has a POV in the 5th book. Anything like that, or like Dalinar. It gives an example of, oh, these characters are already alive. They're still alive. And in a high epic fantasy series like this, it feels like it's almost a spoiler just to say the name of the people in it. So I already know Dalinar is alive in the next book because my D&D friends have already said things about him in the next book. So it kind of removes the anticipation of, oh my god, is he going to survive? I know that Dalinar survives. So this whole like page isn't even that anxiety inducing, although I am worried about Adolin. So I don't know, but yeah, right now they're currently both fighting each other with the shard blades, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I have 70 pages left of this book, so we will see what happens next. Oh my gosh, the fact that Dalinar was able to get all these people to help him and like trust him. What's his name? Roion? Roion, the one that High Prince Ryan, whatever his name is. He tried to fight Seth and instantly did not make it. But like the fact that they trusted Dalinar and joined his side, and oh my god, it like hurts my heart, and he didn't even live like more than a few seconds. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Seth is now attacking Dalinar and Adolin. I swear. Okay. Kaladin! Oh my god. Oh my god. You sent him to the sky to die, assassin, Kaladin said, stormlight puffing from his lips. But the sky and the winds are mine. I claim them, as I now claim your life. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not emotionally, I'm unwell. I'm emotionally unwell. That's actually really sad. So when Syl becomes a shard blade, Kaladin asks, not 10 heartbeats, because it's instantaneous. And Syl says, not when I'm here with you. The delay is primarily something of the dead. They need to be revived each time. So every single time someone manifests a shard blade, it is reviving a fallen spren. And you're reviving them every single time. It's actually really sad. That's probably why Renarin is uncomfortable every single time he does it. That's interesting to me. Renarin definitely has some type of thing happening. He might be someone that could use Stormlight. We just don't know about it yet. But that's really interesting and actually very sad at the same time. So cute! That's so cute! Syl just turned into a spear because she's like, oh yeah, you'd probably want me to be a spear. And then she turned into a spear. That's so cute. Honestly, I love it. Also, this reminds me of the part that just happened recently. I like how Sanderson likes to do that, where like the part isn't around the end of the book. That's fun. Anyway, so Pattern was her shard blade all along. That's so cool. Shallan used Pattern to open the gates. Very cool. I like that. And the reason why whenever they touch other blades they scream is because they are not alive anymore, I'm assuming. The Spren are just... That's really upsetting, actually. I hate it. No wonder they don't like when they use them. That's really sad. Oh my god, they found the place. Well, they're in the place. Urithiru? Whatever. The plateau was the portal. They are safe. I have relief in me, but also I'm afraid because there's still like 40 pages left. What does that mean? Oh my god. I just finished chapter 86. Okay. So Seth fell down. We don't know if he's alive. Probably not, but we also didn't see his body. If you read fantasy, you know that you do never trust that. If you don't see a body, it's probably means they're still alive. So I don't actually think Seth is gone right now, but he has his blade. We don't know why. Get the sword, grab it. He has released the bond. He's nothing without the sword. It must not be lost. And then the little banter at the end. Do you know how much I miss this damn banter? It's so cute. So I'm noticing how much damage is on this book already. It's very well beloved right now. All right, I'm on the last like 40 pages. So I'm gonna be starting chapter 87, The Riddens. Oh my gosh, Kaladin is a Light Eyes now. I almost feel bad for him because like I know he hates them, but also now he can prove that all of them are not bad, I guess. It's one positive. He can prove that not all Light Eyes are bad now. Poor guy. Okay, the sun is going down, so the light is getting worse. But I have to say, Mraize, whatever his name is, the ghost blood that's working with Shallan now, met up with Shallan, and he said to her, she said to him, Veil is the false identity. I am me. And then he inspects her and says, I think not. She met that gaze, but shivered internally. Shallan is a very interesting character, and I feel like she is very much most secretive of all the characters, which is funny because she's the most like outspoken. So that makes me very intrigued as to who she is. I am on the last 15 pages, so let's get into it because I'm almost done. Actually, I think it's like 20 pages. Regardless, very close to the end. So let's finish this book because I am very close to doing so and I'm so excited. And the sun is going down, so let's get this done quick. Okay. So Shallan was the one that did it to her mom. And her father was trying to protect her by hiding Pattern from her and also saying that he did it instead of her. I hate you, she whispered. I know, Pattern buzzed. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is kind of spoilers. If you do not know what this is, I'm going to say what it is. So when I put my hand down, I'm not going to say it anymore. Oh my god, Nightblood. I'm so freaking excited. Nightblood's like my favorite character ever. I'm so excited. I have no words. I knew this was going to happen because of Sahel. Oh my god. I love this blade. I'll say that. Oh my god. Hello, would you like to destroy some evil today? But why? Why? I need to know. Why is this happening? I also forgot to mention that Seth was in that chapter. I just didn't really care about Seth because of the other character that we see, the blade that we saw. But yeah, Seth, I already knew he was gonna be alive, like obviously. But what the heck is gonna happen with him? No idea. Seth's annoying. He's like a freaking mosquito. Just needs to flick him off. He's annoying. But anyway, I'm almost at the end. I only have this much left. You know, I'm not mad about Adolin Sidaeus. Well, Sidaeus is gone. Adolin bit the bullet and finally ended his life. Am I mad? No. But I feel like this is definitely gonna have repercussions. Also, Oathbringer is the next book, and he just tossed it over, and someone's gonna take it now. So I wonder who it's gonna be. The person on the cover. Who is that? Navani? I don't know who that is yet. But I'm curious. Sidaeus, rest in peace. No one cares about you. Actually, don't rest in peace. Whatever the opposite of peace is. Rest in agony. Life before death, straight before weakness, straight before his destination. These words are accepted. Wait a minute. I will not be a simple sword to you, the Stormfather warned. I will not come as you call, and you have to divest yourself of that monstrosity that you carry. You will be a radiant with no shards. So Dalinar now has the Stormfather as his weapon. And his spren. Oh, excuse me? What? I walk the winds, she weaves light. Bright Lord Dalinar forges bonds. What do you do? Ren met Kaladin's eyes across the room. I see. Ren! I knew Ren would have become cool. I should have known. Ren! Life before death, Radiant. It is the task to which we are now sworn. She pursed her lips, still looking eastward, but nodded. Life before death, Radiant. Okay, we have one more chapter, and it's Hoid. So I might just read this while filming. It's gonna be annoying to edit this, but I mean, I want to finish this, and I want to record myself finishing it. So I'm gonna record myself finishing this ending and talk about it, and then end the video off, because I don't even know how I can really talk more about this. I already talked way too much. This is over an hour long. Let's just read the book and try to cope for
for the next 2 hours before I go to bed. I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to do this, but we'll see. Let's go. Let's read it. Huh? Wait a minute. Jasna? Why are you alive? My girl. I love her so much. I love her. Oh my god, I'm so happy that she's back. Although, you know what? Never mind. Snapping into the form of a long, thin sword pointed at Wit's neck, he cocked an eyebrow. I don't have time for you. A storm is coming. A terrible storm. It'll bring the Voidbringers. Already here. Damnation. We will find Itheru. Already found. The Knights Radiant. Refounded. Last page. You'll find God in the same place you're going to find salvation from this mess. Inside the hearts of men. I kind of like that quote. Perhaps whatever else might be said, at least the world chose a nice night upon which to end. And that is the end of Words of Radiance. Oh my gosh. I finished Words of Radiance. Oh my god. If this is not a 5 stars, this would be nothing but a 5 stars. This was amazing and immaculate. I have nothing to say, really. This was so freaking good, and I am just over the moon excited. I cannot wait to frantically talk to my friends about this who have also finished it, have been waiting for me to finish it, and now I can finally talk to them. I am just like, oh my gosh, this was just an amazing way for this to end, and I am a little bit nervous because we see some characters coming back. Jasna, what are you doing here? Seth, of course he's still alive. I didn't really expect anything less. There hasn't been a lot of important deaths in this book, but there's also book 2 out of 5, and there's over like 3,500 pages left of the series, and so I have a feeling that there's probably gonna be deaths later on in the series. Right now, I think it's a bit too early for main characters to just go, you know, not survive. Adeline doing that to Sadeas was very surprising to me. And it just like happened, and that was the end of Adeline's chapter, which was pretty intense. It kind of shows a different side to him. A very different side to him. And instead of fighting his way to dueling him, he just said, screw it. I also find it interesting because lions were mentioned. So there's like paintings of different types of things or like artwork, and there was one of a lion, and Adeline's like, I don't know what that, I think I remember the name of that, but I don't remember it right now. And the civilization, it feels like this is almost like a modern world that was completely just destroyed, or something happened to it, and that's how, I don't know how to pronounce it, Orthriel, the place that they found at the end of the book. It feels like that was obviously a ancient civilization. Very curious as to what this world was like before. I have someone that assumes it might have been a certain world. I'm not going to say what one, but he thinks that maybe this was actually another Cosmere planet that just is far into the future. So that would be kind of interesting and cool. I have really nothing else to say. I've talked way too much in this video, and it's been over an hour. Thank you so much for watching and being here. If you are up to this point, I appreciate you so much. I have honestly no idea what to say. I am like, there's so many things that happened, and I'm finally done. I've been working on this for so long, and I'm actually really happy I'm done it now because I need a little bit of a break from Stormlight. It's very good, but my gosh, it literally makes my chest hurt because I'm just so invested, and I'm so like excited, and I'm so nervous, and it just feels like such an emotional roller coaster that I need to take a little bit of a break. But I do have Edge Dancer, and I will probably read that soon. If not this month, then early next month, and then I'll have like a mini little reading vlog. It'll probably be less than 30 minutes because I don't really have much to say about it. It's gonna be short because it's a small book, thankfully. That'll be a nice palette cleanser in between the bigger books. So yeah, nothing really to say about this. My favorite characters in this book, I don't even know what to say because I love them so much. I love Shallan. She's becoming a favorite for sure. Obviously, Dalinar and Kaladin, they have not changed. I've liked them since book 1, and I still love them in this book. Do I like anyone else? I mean, I still like some of the other characters. I really do like Adeline. Not my favorite character, but I still like him. And I also feel like Bridge 4 was a lot more in the background in this book. So that's interesting. Moash is still alive, which makes me also curious. The Ghostbloods, I'm very curious about because I know that they are a lot more than meets the eye. And so I just need to know more, and I'm very curious as to see what's going to happen. So if you made it to this point, thank you so much. I appreciate you with my whole heart. If you are still here and you want to leave emoji down below, put a type of storm down below, any type of rain, water, storms, anything like that. Place down below for the Everstorm. Oh my gosh, intense. Ishonai, whatever her name is, she's probably alive as well. I don't really trust books where you don't see their bodies. I learned my lesson from that multiple times. So we'll see. I also believe that some of the people from the ship might be still alive, from the ship that sunk in the beginning with Shallan, because she saw like a vision of them getting out of the water or something. So some of them might be alive, unless that was a vision about Jasna. I'm not sure. Point is, I have a bunch of things I want to know about for the next book. bunch of things I want to talk about. So if you want to talk anything about this series, obviously don't say anything about the 3rd, 4th, or 5th book. Please do not spoil it for me. But if you have any things you want to say about the other books or the 1st and 2nd book or characters, please do down below. I would love to hear about it. And if you are someone that does not want spoilers, then you probably shouldn't have watched to this point. So try not to make it too spoilery the moment you leave a comment, in case people don't want to see anything. Just kind of leave it down below, or like put spoiler warning first. But if it's anything you want to talk about, please talk to me about it, because I adore this series so much. It is amazing. It is literally, Brandon Sanderson is probably the best writer of this generation, and I'm just so blessed to have been born in a generation that he is born in, so I can read these books. That being said, I think I'm gonna end the video off here and go now. I have a few hours before I go to bed. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, because I feel like I cannot think because this was just so good. 5 stars, no doubt about it. Love this so much, and I cannot wait to continue the rest of the series. Probably won't be a few more months until I get to the next book, because obviously it takes me a little bit of time to read these, but I loved my time doing so, and I cannot wait to read Oathbringer. I am nervous, but I'm also very excited about it. If you watched until this point, you are a rock star. This is a very long video, so I appreciate you so much, wholeheartedly. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Hope you're reading some amazing books, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good.